So, finally, I do want to get into, you mentioned this earlier, your integrated approach to communication called the PESO model. But before we do, because many of our audience members are senior marketers and authors and speakers and marketing influencers themselves, I want you, before you go into it, tell us how you came about determining that you should develop a framework and how you marketed that framework. Then we'll get into what it means.
Oh man, you're going to be disappointed by this. We were using the framework internally in my agency. And one of the challenges that we found is what you alluded to earlier, which was we were really great at getting news. We were really great at earned media. We were really great at, getting stories, and had great relationships with journalists. And when the economy crashed in 2008, 2009, and journalists lost their jobs, our relationships went out the window. Like they were laid off. They were furloughed. They went on some of them joined the PR industry. So all of that went away. And we were trying to figure out sort of how to pick ourselves up by our boots and almost restart, because all of this that we had spent years building was gone. And that was at the time, Twitter became a thing in 2007, and blogging sort of became a thing. And about the same time, Facebook then launched to the business world, and LinkedIn launched. And so you had all of this stuff happening in that 2009 to 2012 period, where all of a sudden you had a different opportunity to tell stories for your clients to their customers in ways that we didn't have before. And so it was the model that we were using internally. And when I wrote Spin Sucks, the book, I talked about it. And I talked about this model and I sort of told that story of, things have changed. You can't just focus on earned media anymore. And my publisher during the first phase of editing said, this needs a name. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, this process, this model, it needs a name. This is a framework. I know you don't think of it that way, but it needs a name. So we went through the whole process of, should it be OESP? That doesn't make sense. Should it be OSEP? Should it be, we were trying to figure it out. And finally she said, well, people will remember PESO. And so we went through the whole process of trying to figure out, can we say PESO since it's a currency? And we got permission to do that. And that's how it came about. I mean, I didn't really think about it from the perspective of being strategic about it. I had to work backwards to copyright and trademark it all and, do all of that, because I had no idea it was going to take the industry by storm like it did. It didn't even occur to me that it would do that.